Brandon walks up and he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Something really fucking funny is about that." And we look across the street, and it's just like her mouth moving, Abigail's mouth moving, and then they hug, and she fucking runs away. That's how it went. And Abigail came running back. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Just a Joke podcast. My name is Nick. Today I'm joined here by my co-hosts, Jordan, Brandon, Steven, and Abdiel. They're the boys.
Hello.
Really nice. Say hi, guys.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Nothing much. Today's going to be a chill episode, a bit of a storytelling episode. But we're going to take it real slow. Before we get into that, I just want to know if, you guys have any news you want to share or how your day's gone. You know, relieve.
Well, me and Steven and Brandon went to Granville Island
Awesome,
today.
Nick.
In Vancouver.
Yeah, I know,
and Nick was there as well.
I was there.
I didn't get to go to the fucking toy store.
Yeah, that's true. There was the toy market, and and Steven didn't get to go, and he was big sad. Maybe we should have gone to the toy market, the kids market.
Yeah, the child market, as it was labeled.
Buy your own child.
The child market.
You weren't there. You don't know.
It was labeled Kids Marketplace.
Yeah, what was it you said earlier, Brandon? New race drop?
New nationality
race.
drop.
That was a great one.
Yeah, it was fun. We got to see a dude who performed tricks, juggling knives, and
He was extremely racist.
yeah,
You really
it was
seem to
fun.
not like Germans.
Yeah. Anyways.
A lot of details there, but cool.
He
What
also
about you,
went up
Jordan?
to a kid and said that he was the kid's father. It was really funny.
Man was just like, "Hey, kid, what's your name?" Jackson. Yeah, I'm your real father. What's going on? This kid.
Most ice cold line ever.
Yeah, it's great.
What about you, Jordan? What'd you do today?
I have been at work for the past 9 hours, sweaty as fuck, and then just coming straight here, and then immediately getting insulted for what I'm wearing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Jordan
'cause
looks
you-
like a mad dad right
He
now.
looks like you just got out of golf academy.
He looks like a golfer right now, man.
Kind of the aesthetic I go with
So
most of the
white.
It's you got a nice watch on though. I really dig the watch.
My
It looks
grandfather's, thank
hella
you.
nice.
Looks like it's from wish.com.
time. It is not. You prick.
No, that was
No, that's
expensive.
everything
That
else
looks
that he's got on.
expensive watch actually.
That's a whole different
This
story.
is from my grandfather, who passed away.
Oh,
Aw.
I'm sorry
Even
for
in the
your
grave,
loss.
he's still giving you handouts?
What's wrong with you?
What is
The
wrong with
hat's
you,
from
Nick?
AliExpress.
Actually, it's from Hudson's Bay.
Damn it.
Anyways.
Anyways,
So, how much can I resell that for?
Like a good $5.
Yeah, I told you, wish.com.
Are we talking about the watch or the hat?
Everything.
My entire aesthetic can be
Yeah,
sold for walking.
you have a $12 fit.
Well, I'm sorry. but
Walmart
the
drip.
cheap things look okay. It doesn't have to be all the fancy prices. So bells, but they're stupid.
Anyways, we're going to get into it now. Today's episode is about women. Girls.
you know, it's funny. I didn't think we were actually going to be doing this episode
You know? Yeah,
so
well,
so
girls.
early into our podcast.
You know them. You'll love them. You'll love to know them. It's a good one. It's a long time coming.
I'm a
for
bit
sure.
nervous for this.
3 episodes in. So, yeah. A little thing before we get into this. I do want to try and keep it away from dating as much as possible. I have a little
Why?
story to tell you guys. Because dating is a separate topic. And women are women. Okay? So...
Well, what are we gonna?
Full disclosure,
what are we
I'm
gonna say
completely
about-
winging this
how are we gonna
episode,
talk
but
about
it's
women?
fine. Okay, so yeah, I have a little story to tell you guys. I just want to
what's your
ask,
story?
what your opinion is, and what you think this girl's intention was
Oh.
while doing this to me. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, let's see.
Someone hurt you?
Let's get into the mind of a woman.
Yeah, I do.
That is a crossroads I would rather not get into.
That is a bit of a tough one for us men, but we will try.
But it's a whole thing. Okay, and so to get into it, the story is going to be called "The Woman Who Broke Me."
It's quite the title. Oh my god.
Okay, so a little bit more context. I didn't know how to talk to anybody going into grade 12. Like, I was a huge antisocial person. And then all of a sudden something happened, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to start, putting myself out there, talking, doing a bunch of stuff. I got really charismatic, I'd hope. Really confident. And I was just...
There was progress.
There was something. There was character development.
There was character development.
Yeah. I was evolving. Anyways, I got really out there. And so, like, one of the things I would love to do is I would just talk to people. And there was this one girl, I'm not going to say her name, we'll call her Katie. How about Katie? It's a classic white bitch name.
Let's go.
I can say that, right? That's
What a
fine.
great start.
No hate to any Katie's out there.
Yeah, Katie? I love
Dear
you.
Katie, we love you.
If you're a Katie,
subscribe to us.
please.
That is my dog's name.
Maybe it is your dog. Anyways. So yeah, there's this girl. Her name is Katie, and so cute, like absolutely beautiful, stunning to look at most of the time. And basically, I didn't know if she was available or not because, like, she never talked about having a boyfriend. So I was like, playing the game, doing the moves, making the small talk in my spare time. We were getting, some laughs in there. It was fun. And then I remember I was like hyping myself up. I was like, I'm going to ask this girl to go on a date with me. And that same day I went to school and she was like eating some of my favorite candy. I forget what it is, like Sour Patch Kids. And I was like, oh, cool. That's my favorite candy. Is getting ready to pop this question. And she's like, yeah, my boyfriend bought me these.
Oh,
And I was like,
shattered.
I was like stabbed through the heart with a knife. It was so sad. I was like, oh, well, things can change, is what I said in my head. I didn't throw the question, but I was like, okay, well, that sucks. Maybe I'll wait a little bit, see if like she springs it up. She didn't spring it up. We talked for a bunch, like just casual as friends, which is like cool, but it's whatever. Until one day, okay, this is like okay, so I moved in my own apartment, right, and I was planning on getting a cat. Blah blah blah. Huge story. Anyways, I ordered a cat tree.
I thought you were about to say ordered a cat.
No.
Ordered a cow.
I ordered a cat tree, right? To your house, Jordan, I believe. And I ordered a cat tree because I wanted to get a cat, because cats are cool, chill pets. And
dogs, yes.
well, I mean, dogs are a lot better, but I can't have a dog in a small
I
apartment
think
like this.
they both have their pros and cons, and they're both for different people.
Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. I ordered a cat tower, and I needed to buy a bunch of pots and pans. And so this girl, she works, like Katie, she works like at a mall somewhere, and where they sell pots and pans. And she's like, yeah, I can give you the employee discount if you come in. And I was like, okay, that's cool. We're meeting up, just me and her, outside of school. This is a big thing. And so I was like, yeah, sure. And then like, we made this 2 weeks in advance, and then a week went by, and all of a sudden we're in choir, and she's like, I just broke up with my boyfriend. And I had this moment that was like, holy shit, here's my chance. And like, my mind was racing. And so I overthink a lot. I'm thinking of every possibility.
I overthink things too.
I'm like, holy shit, this is my moment. But at the same time, I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to be the rebound guy. Okay, because holy fuck, I mean, like, that's like a horrible thing that would just break my heart if that happened. Anyways, okay, so I gotta get the timing of this right. We graduated, I think, on the 11th of June, or on the 10th of June.
Something like that. Around there.
Okay, so, like, we graduated on the 11th of June. Well, the 10th at night. But dry grad was, like, at the 11th. And so a week before that, it's Sunday, so it's June 5th, right? It's the day we're supposed to meet up, and I'm supposed to go, like, hang out and, well, buy shit with this girl. And so I had just found out that she broke up with her boyfriend. And I had also like been talking to her before about how I was getting a cat and how I bought a cat tree. And she was like, oh, I love building cat trees. They're amazing. And so I'm sitting out here in my house and I'm like, I have the most genius plan in the world.
Who has much experience to say, I love building cat trees?
I know. I was like, how professional and like, what more of a hint could that be that you want to hang out? So I was like, I think I messaged you the night before, Jordan, and I was like, I need you to deliver this cat tree at my house by 8 a.m., no later. And you were like, oh, fine. And you did it. And I was like, what a player. What a man. Honestly, it was a big Chad moment. I owe you for everything.
I mean, if I didn't get it there on time, I would think I would blame myself for whatever downfall that may come with the...
Don't worry, it ended in downfall anyways.
No, it was like you needed it. I gave it to you, and I was thinking, now's your chance to go in.
Well, okay, so I also want to say, I have never been on a date before in my life. I've never wanted to be on a date. I mean, yes, I've been attracted to many, many girls.
We can confirm that, yes.
But I've never wanted to be on a date, and I've never thought about going on a date. So I have no idea what the fuck to do. So it's Sunday morning, 8 a.m. rolls by. I'm supposed to meet up with this girl. I think she's off work at like 12:45. So it's like literally a 2-hour walk from my house to her work. And I was like, I would run across the world to go on a date with this girl. Literally the best girl I've ever wanted. Like the girl of my dreams. And so, yeah, 8 a.m. rolls by. I'm up. I'm ready to go. Fired up. Jordan comes in with the cat tree. I'm like, okay, gotta strategically place this in my apartment so that when she walks in, she knows that my cat tree's just arrived. And I mean, maybe with her experience of building cat trees, she'd want to build it with me, right? You know, get us hang out more. And so that happened. I placed it geniusly. She has no idea I did this. And so basically, you leave, and then I wait a little bit. I leave. I walk 2 hours. It was so fucking hot outside. I packed like sweat gear in my bag, so that when I was walking, I could sweat and not worry about like ruining my good, kind of nice looking clothes.
Bro's down horrendous.
So I'm sitting here, I'm like, this isn't a date. Oh my God, what if it is a date? The whole walk, I'm like, there's no way this is a date. There's no way this is a date. There's no way this is a date. She doesn't think it's a date. I don't think it's a date. We haven't talked about dating at all. This is so fucking weird. I'm overthinking. But just in case, I want to be prepared. Okay? I get to her work. I'm 15 minutes early, and I'm like, I can't just walk in and like beg to see her. That's too obvious. So I'm sitting there in my sweat gear, and I look ahead, and there's like this old coffee shop with a huge lineup, bunch of old people outside. I'm like, excuse me. I push all these old people out of the way. I break into the washroom, and I just change. I get changed into like the nicest outfit I have. Also that I could just like, all I expected to do was just go shopping with this girl.
So you wore your best outfit while still telling yourself it wasn't a date?
Just in case. I mean, in
case it was a date.
I gotta look
want it to
fresh.
be a date?
Of course. This is like the most beautiful girl I've seen in my life.
Nick's
Anyways.
gonna wear a suit and tie to Walmart.
Yeah.
No. Suit tie is too much. But, like, it was my nicest casual fit, I think. I mean, I don't really have a lot of nice outfits. But anyways, I got changed in the washroom. You know, I freshened up. I was like, I'd fuck me in the mirror. And then I won the door and I left. And I put my sweat gear and I was like, please God, I hope she never sees what's inside this bag. And she didn't. It was great. But anyways, I walked into her store. And I'm walking around. I'm still early by like 8 minutes till she's off shift. I have no fucking idea where she is. It's a huge store. It's like a huge mall area. No fucking idea where she is. I'm sitting there. I don't even care about the shit I wanted to buy. I walked past the same pots and pans aisle, pretending to be like an NPC. 8 times. 8 times I walked down the same aisle. If you look at the camera footage, it is like me walking down an aisle like, that's a nice pad. walking by. I come back around in a loop. That's a nice pad.
Guys just like looking there
Because
like,
I'm just like, why
guy
isn't she
doing?"
here? No way she
Were
bailed.
you in a nervous
Did she
sweat
forget?
at this point?
No, well, obviously it's all in my head, so like I'm just stone cold face, typical thinking face. Which, by the way, people have said that like when I'm thinking, apparently I look really fucking scary. Like my resting face is just like terrifying. I'm like, what the hell? I'm a nice guy. Please talk to me. Anyways, we're getting off topic again. So I walk down this aisle a bunch. Finally, I decided to explore like other parts of the store. I run into her. She's just getting off shift. She's like, oh, cool. Let me just, get changed and I'll come find you and we'll look at what you want to buy. And so she did. She came out. We're sitting there. We're looking at pots and pans. We're looking at dishes. This is the first time I've ever gone shopping in my life, okay? I have all the money in the world to spend, and I have no fucking idea what I'm going to buy. And let alone, I've never gone shopping with another random girl before, right? Okay. Katie, looking real nice, okay? Stunning. Just got off work. I'm surprised she can look this good. And basically, we're shopping, and she's like, oh, these plates look cute. I'm like, guess I'm buying that immediately. I didn't even look at the plates. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, the blue ones look cute. I have blue plates now. Doesn't match any of the other like fucking shit I have, but I have blue plates. You can look in the cover and see. And anyways, when we're shopping, we're like shoulder to shoulder. And so for the past year of me wishing I had a girlfriend, I'm looking around down the street and there's people walking shoulder to shoulder, like happy, laughing, smiling, dream relationship. And then while we're shopping, I'm like, holy shit. This is the dream relationship. This is what I've wanted, and we're not even dating. And so I'm like having a nervous panic. And I'm like, holy fuck, I gotta get her back to my house to see the strategically placed cat tree before it's too late. So yeah, we buy the stuff, and I'm going to check out, and she's like, do you want to check out decorations or anything? And I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, I have no decorations. This is a brand new building. And so we're looking at all the decorations. They're all overpriced as fuck, ugly as shit. And there's a bell. There is like a doorbell. There's a doorbell that you like ding and ring it. And she's like, this is cool. And I'm like, yeah, because in my mind, I'm picturing like the please ring for sex bell that is everywhere.
You mean this bell?
And so, yes, I immediately bought the bell because she was like, oh, this is cool. And I was like, she likes it.
Ring for sex.
Oh yeah, this bell says ring for sex on it.
Yeah, I put tape over it. It says ring for sex. I like it. It's my sex dungeon bell. Anyways, so yeah, I bought this bell. It was like the most pointless $40 or whatever I spent.
$40?
I forget how much it was. I didn't care. I was like, this is the most beautiful girl. If she likes a bell, I'm gonna fucking buy her a bell. Okay, I would die for this
You
girl.
were so love struck.
Honestly, I mean, I've never felt
Hearts in your eyes.
I've never felt like I wanted to be with a girl.
You've never like told it in this much detail, and it's so cute. Just
Because I've never wanted to be with a girl in my life. Every time I see a girl, it's like, oh, she's attractive. And then I give up because, like, you're not worth it. But, like, at the same time, okay, I don't mean that in, like, a rude way, but it's just, like, I feel like you don't care about me at all. But this girl actually seemed like she had somewhat of an interest in, like, hanging out with me. So I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. And so I buy the shit, and we go to leave. And I didn't think this part through at all. We were like, well, how the fuck are we going to get back? Because she doesn't drive and I don't drive. So it's like we're taking public transit or we're Ubering. And she's like, well, do you have Uber on your phone? I'm like, no. So she's like, okay, well, let's go sit down and we'll find Uber. And she's like, I'm hungry. Do you want to go for lunch? And this moment is where my mind exploded, okay? I'm like, holy shit, this wasn't supposed to be a date, but she wants to go for lunch with me, just me and her. Oh my god. We get to like this burger shack.
I'm going to eat with pretty women.
I've been to this burger shack before. It's pretty shit, but obviously I'm trying to start a conversation with her. So she's like, "Have you ever been here before?" I'm like, "No, I haven't. I wonder if it's any good at all." Because like, well, I want to like keep the conversation going because like when the conversation goes dead, it's terrifying for me. So we sit down, we order. She gets like a burger or whatever. I don't even know what I get, like poutine, my usual. It's dog shit. I mean, the poutine's okay, but it's kind of dog
You
shit.
should have gone to another place. You should have just said, yeah, this place is awful. Let's go somewhere
And
else.
I don't know how we got to this, but we were having a conversation and we talked about like her ex-boyfriend, right? And we were talking about dating and stuff, and I was like, dating is so much more easier for girls. And I hit her with the classic line of, a girl like you could go up to any guy and ask him out, and he'd say yes immediately. And that was the most stone cold. That was the most stone cold thing I ever said. And I looked her in the eyes as I said it, and I just got up and walked away like it was nothing. And to me, like,
Wait, you walked away?
well, because I was refilling my drink, and so
okay.
I was sitting there. I was like,
leave.
so I'm sitting there, and I was like, holy shit! I just told this girl that she's literally one of the most attractive girls in the world, kind of indirectly. And I don't know if she noticed it or not. She might have. Anyways, we're eating lunch. It's great. I love it. We laugh. We talk. And this is by far the most I've talked to this girl in my entire life. And she calls the Uber. The Uber comes. We did the classic thing where you sit in the back of the Uber in case he's like a pedo. And, anyways, we get back to my place. We carry all the stuff up. And now it's time for the big reveal.
Big reveal.
We get up to my building, and we open my apartment door. All of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh, cool! My cat tree arrived today." Conveniently,
look at that! How convenient is that?
my cat tree was in the middle of the fucking floor, and she's like, "Oh, it came," or whatever she said, and I was like, "Yeah." I'm probably going to build it. I'm not really doing anything else today. And like this whole time, she's like, yeah, all I'm doing today is I'm going home to do bio work or whatever. And like some boring shit. She didn't want to do it clearly. And so I'm like, oh, cool. Well, if you want to stay and help me build my cat tree, you can. Popped the question. Let's hear the big reveal. Drum roll. She said yes. Okay, she said yes. I was like, holy fucking shit. This is really looking like a date. And at this point, I've relaxed a lot. I'm like, even if this is a date, I'm not the best looking guy. So it's probably nothing. So it's just like, I kind of gave up a little. And, like, I'm relaxing. And it's just like how I would usually talk with you guys when I'm really chill. And so we built my cat tree. She's looking really cute. Like, she's on the floor. She's underneath the cat tree. I'm above it, holding the stuff in place. She's screwing things in. It's like the cute little, a dust particle falls in her face. And I'm like, oh, how adorable. And I felt really bad because I accidentally like put a bunch of cat shaving all over her face. And I was like, well, there goes all my chances. And she gets up after we finish this cat tree. Like, okay, we go back to my place. We finished the cat tree at 3 p.m., right? 3 p.m. PST. And so, she was just going to go after she finished the cat tree. We got it all settled in, and I'm finicking around because there's shit all over the floor. So I open my closet, which is also where all my blankets are. And I'm like, well, I don't want my blankets to get dirty, covered in this cat shit. So she's sitting on my couch, and I pull my blankets out, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is genius. And so I recently bought like new throw blankets, the softest fucking thing I've ever felt. And I'm like, this is the softest blanket I ever felt. And she's like, give it, or whatever she said. And so I give it to her. And all of a sudden, this girl is sitting on my couch under my blankets, getting comfy. It's 3:30 and she's not left when she was supposed to leave half an hour ago. So I'm like, well, for some reason, she must want to stay, right? There must be some reason that she chose to stay and hang out. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for dinner. We're talking. We're about random stuff. We're laughing. I'm sitting on the couch next to her. I don't know how to describe it without being weird. I played with her feet.
That does sound really weird.
Okay, not really
Explain
played. No, more context. I sat on her feet
What?
It was super, like, to me, it was, like,
Why would you
it meant
sit on
everything.
her feet?
Because she was laying on my couch and I didn't know where her legs ended. So I just sat down on the couch and I, like, sat on her feet.
Oh, like,
Okay, you could have said that. Yeah, I played with her feet.
Either way. Anyways, it was super
like
weird.
your butt cheeks were just fiddling with.
Wait a second.
For me, it was like kind of awkward, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna just grab your feet, move them. So I just like sat down, and I was like, "Is that your feet?" And she's like, "Yep." And nothing changed. I like scooted over a little bit, so I'm like, one end of the couch is me, the other end is her, and she's like, we're talking, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna order pizza for dinner. I'm not really doing anything else for the rest of the night. And she's like, yeah, well, I have to go back to my house and grab my stuff from like my dad's to move to my mom's. And I'm like, okay, I'll do the typical, end of a date, quote unquote, where I'll walk her home and I'll go home and I'll have a really happy life being like, oh my God, maybe she's into me, maybe she's not. Mm-hmm. And so this happens and I'm walking her home. She lives pretty close to me, like 10 minutes away. And we get to her house and this was pure like random instinct, like just me being polite. But I was like, well, when you're done moving, you can always come back over for pizza if you want. And we'll just hang out. I don't know. I'll probably just watch Netflix. And she was like, okay. And I was like, what the fuck? Why the hell would she want to come over? Right? I mean, what have I done to make this girl want to hang out with me? And it's baffling. And I was like starstruck at this point. I was like, maybe this is the girl of my dreams. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I date, I don't date to date around. I date for life, I mean, there's no point in dating someone just to break up.
I feel like it's kind of early to date for life, though.
Well, who says?
I feel I agree. I feel the same as Jordan, but like maybe we should let Nick finish his.
Well, because to me,
you don't want to go for a date with someone that you don't want to be with.
Yeah, why would I picture myself in a life with someone who's not going to?
I think the thought behind it for me is that in high school, it's incredibly unlikely that you're actually going to end up with them for life because everyone goes their separate ways. And while it would be really nice and like you look for people that are compatible, I don't think you'd like necessarily need to. Think, okay, I'm looking for someone to get married, and if they don't meet all of my checklists, then I'm going to exclude them. Like sometimes in high school, you just like someone and you just want to go after them. And I think that's fair too.
That's true.
I'd say I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I either took things too seriously or just made up excuses thinking that I was busy with too many other things. And I kind of regret that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, this beyond the point. I don't expect to date someone that's not,
I get
the one
ever.
Yeah, because that's a great thing to think when you're going into a relationship is like, I can spend the rest of my life with this person, which I was totally ready to do. I was ready to give my heart and soul. I was totally head over heels, totally overthought it most likely. But anyways, so I walk her home and I walk back to my house and I'm sitting here on my couch and I'm like, there's no fucking way she's going to come back. It must have been a lie. All of a sudden, 20 minutes later, she's like, I'll meet you at London Drugs, which is right beside my house. Because she had to buy hair dye or something. And I'm like, oh my God, she actually meant it? I went over to London Drugs. I met up with her. I went back. We ordered pizza, right? It was a huge, cute little argument about what kind of pizza she liked. I busted out the blankets again. She's sitting there. She's laying down. And we're talking about Netflix, and all of a sudden the lights turn off. No, I turned the lights off. I didn't turn them back on. It's chill, classic Netflix in the dark. And so, it's not too dark. I don't know how to explain this without it going out of context. It was right now kind of dark. It's mid-evening. No, it's not that dark, but in the room it's dark. You can still see the sun. Yeah. In the room it's dark. Anyways, beyond the point. I realize now saying that right now kind of dark on the podcast is no one fucking knows what time it is.
It's sunset yet.
God, this is a long story. I'm so sorry. But
this is a very long story. We're half an hour now.
Okay, it's fine. This will be a longer one. So anyways, she's sitting on my couch. We're eating pizza. Netflix, lights are dim. And I don't know how exactly this happened. but like she likes playing Dead by Daylight a lot. I have barely ever played that game. I've never wanted
Don't
to.
play it. It's fine if you don't.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I'm not gonna like kill myself if I don't play Dead by Daylight. But like, I know it's a thing she likes to do. So I'm like, hey, if you want to teach me how to play Dead by Daylight, that'd be pretty cool. But I only have one controller, and there's two of us, so we're gonna have to share a controller. And so somehow we're watching Netflix, and we went from both ends of the couch to she's right beside me. We're both on like the middle cushion, and she's like leaning over, right? And at one point when we were watching, our feet touched.
Whoa.
And we essentially played footsies with each other, where like her foot was on my foot, and she didn't move it at all. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Totally overthinking. This is the stupidest thing, thinking back of it now. And so like I'm head over heels, like I said. And so her head, like she leans over, her head touches my shoulder. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a bit fast. I don't want to be the rebound guy. I half put my arm around her shoulder, like I didn't fully commit. Well, it was more like on the edge of the couch. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I don't want to be the rebound, so I'll just be like the nice guy. I won't tell her I like her. I did hint at it a lot, though. And we'll see where it goes from there. And, like, she put her head, like, touching my shoulder, and I was like, well, I don't know what to fucking say. It's awkward. I've never been on a date, obviously. So I just ignored it completely.
Nice.
And eventually we were like, well, I don't know how it started, but we started playing Dead by Daylight. And so I have my hand pretty much around her shoulder, and my other hand is on a controller, and her other hand is on a controller.
Wait, you're telling me that you had, like, you both were playing with one controller and you were operating one half of the controller?
Yes,
and you were operating the
yes.
other?
We were playing Dead by Daylight,
Wait,
which is not a split screen game, which is like you control one character, so it's like she moves forward. I
Why
move
does that
left
actually
and right.
sound so much fun?
I
That
move.
sounds fun. That sounds incredibly difficult.
I move left and
fun.
right, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is the cutest fucking thing I've done in my life with a girl ever."
It does sound very adorable.
It was so cute, and I was like, "If this girl's not the one, I might have to just die." I mean, like, and I regret thinking that. I regret thinking that now, and you'll find out why. But so, basically, we're playing this game. It's really fun, and then it's 9 o'clock now. 9 p.m. This girl was supposed to leave at 3 p.m.
No.
3 p.m. And I'm like, well, if this was a day, this is the best fucking day I've had in my life. Like, this is the most amazing day I've ever spent with a girl in my life. And I can't wait to tell everyone about this. And I told you all, like, immediately the next day at school.
Yeah,
And
remember.
anyways, I walked her out. She was getting picked up by her brother or something. So I didn't walk her home. And I was like, well, that was really fun. And I think, like, I don't think I told her that if she wanted to come over again, she could, which is where I kind of ruined it. Like, for me, I ruined the ending there. And I don't know, we just said goodbye, and that was that. And I slept the best fucking sleep I've slept in my entire life that
You
night.
did.
Seriously, but like, I was so like happy. I've never been that happy about a girl ever. And like, we didn't discuss anything, like if it was a date or not. So the next day when we have choir, you have to do like a check-in and tell them what you did on the weekend. And I was like, I had to go first. And I'm like, well, I'm not just gonna fucking expose this girl for going on a date with me if she doesn't want me to.
Heavy quotation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it was a
quotation
date. So I just completely was like, yeah, my weekend was good. And that was it. Okay. It is Monday. It's the next day. It's like we graduate in 4 or 5 days, whatever. And
Oh, really?
it
was like right before graduation.
So this day goes by. I don't fucking talk to her at all. We usually talk like every day. Didn't fucking say a word to me. I was like, what the hell is happening? I mean, maybe she's just like starstruck. You know, she's got Nick fever or whatever. Like, I was super like confused, but I'm trying to reassure myself like everything is fine. And so I she has like a friend that I'm also friends with, and I was like, "Did she tell you about what happened yesterday?" And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah, it's the best day of my life." Like, it was basically what I'm right now. If I can't talk, but I was like, "This is the best fucking day I've had in a long time," and I was so happy. And I go home the next day, and like the next day after school, once again, didn't fucking say a word. It's been 2 days. Completely fucking ghosted me. I was like, well, what do I say now? I mean, I can't just
waiting for a response from her, or did you initiate anything at all?
Well, yeah, I did the usual stuff that I always fucking do to start a conversation. Like, hey, what's up? Or I'll send like random shit of me doing fun stuff because
But
it's
like
funny.
you guys used to, you say you guys like used to.
Like I could send a video of me cooking eggs and she'd be like, "Season your eggs" or whatever the fuck, and it's probably not quoted accurately, but like, you're like, it would start a conversation at least. But
Yeah, like
now-
you would talk with her sometimes.
now it's like, oh, I forgot to mention one thing. I go to the gym a lot, like every day, and this girl told me she hates muscles. She thinks muscles look disgusting.
That is.
And this was
weird.
way before we went on the date quotation mark. But basically, I took a picture of myself at the gym with a juicy pump, and I was like, "Guess I'm disgusting." Then she didn't say shit. Okay, this is the same girl who essentially thinks I look fucking disgusting, and I love her no more, no less. I mean, like. Anyways, that's a heavy word.
Right there.
That's a heavy word. Anyways, so then Wednesday comes by, and I'm like, what the fuck? Once again, there's nothing that's happened. And so I am super depressed. like so sad. I was like, oh my fucking god, I must have messed something up and she hates me now. And I don't know how to fix it. It was like all of my communication skills were broken. Like this girl completely broke every fucking communication skill I had developed over the past year. And so I'm sitting there, I'm trying to find help and like trying to find like a way to fix this. And so I talked to her best friend because there's a classic strategy that you can always fall back on if you want a word to spread around, which is I just told her friend how I felt about her. And I was like, well, I mean,
Wait, you told her friend that you liked her?
yeah,
or
I
that-
told Katie's friend, like her best friend, that I had a huge crush on Katie. And like basically
Jordan's face right now.
this was totally calculated because I know that girls like to gossip, which is I hope that's not a huge stereotype. But like girls
I mean, a lot of people like to gossip.
well yeah.
It's fun. I'll be honest.
Yeah, gossip can be
It's like
fun, but
okay,
it can
so
get out of hand
I told
really
this girl and I completely expected her by the next day to figure out what was wrong. The next day, not a single fucking message. The same thing as the 3 days before. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? That didn't go as planned. I was at least expecting like a reaction because like I'm sitting here, it's the day before grad, and I was like, well, I'd love to ask this girl to dance and like hang out, you know, because that's what you do when you have a huge crush on someone, right? And there's still no response for like 4 days. And so I'm sitting here, I'm thinking like, why would there's no way this one girl doesn't love me or well, not love me, sorry, like me back, because why would she come back to my house when she could have just said no and stopped me from thinking all this and all?
Free food.
Free food? Fuck that. She's not fat at all. She is.
It doesn't need to be fat to just want free food.
Fuck off.
Yeah, why was that the first thing you thought of? She's not
Because
fat.
you know, this is stereotype fat eat food. Anyways, so grad comes by. Grad comes by and fuck, how do I say this? She looks fucking gorgeous. The most beautiful woman I've seen in my life. She's finally taller than me in heels, and I do the typical, you know, poke at her joke for that, which I do with everyone. I did it with Brandon this morning.
Bro.
And
Don't.
anyways, I go to talk to her because I haven't really gone up to talk to her in person because once again, I have no fucking idea what to say because it's like this girl fucking broke my communication skills. And I'm like, man, you're tall. And she's like, yeah. And she walks away. She doesn't say anything else. She completely ignores my existence and she walks away. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's stressed because we're graduating and this is the most stressful moment of her life. And so I'm like, I will And so the next day, dry grad, right? We had the worst part is it like completely fucked over my enjoyment level. Like we were supposed to all have fun, all of us boys together. The whole time I'm fucking thinking about this girl. It completely broke me.
You were a little bit
I was like, what the fuck is the point? I just wasted all this energy, all this time. And so the next day, it's dry grad, right? I woke up at Tyler's house. We had a fun night. Before dry grad, there was actually the dinner dance. Okay, and so the dinner dance is basically prom. Prom, America is like a party, obviously, where you dress up to the 9 and you dance, you have a fun time. So basically, we had the dinner dance. Like dry grad was after that. So all the girls were dressed up in their nice like prom or grad dresses, and we all wore suits. We looked amazing. And it was supposed to really be a really fun time. Like we all, like ages ago, we picked out a table and stuff. And instead of it being really fun for me, all I could do was think of this one fucking awesome girl who I was like, oh my God, if I don't dance with her tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm just going to have to give up on romance forever. So she's there. She looks even more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. Like, anyways, she's there, and I'm like, well, she's ignored me for a week. Would it be weird if I told her how beautiful she looked now? Because, like, you know, it's common to compliment girls in their grad dress. I'm like, oh, you look amazing. Oh, you look gorgeous, all that. I walk up to her to go and talk to her, and I'm like, I see you're in the drink line, you know, trying to start a casual conversation. And she's like, yep, pulls out her phone, turns around, back to me, completely ignores me. I mean, it was still a victory because I skipped like over half the line and I got a free drink before she did.
That's pretty cool.
But anyways, I'm like, well, that was fucking weird. I don't think I did anything like wrong to make her hate me. No way she actually hates me because her friend said she didn't hate me. And so I get the drink, I go back, we eat. I'm trying to enjoy myself. It's really just like crushing my soul to know that like this one girl who I value so highly doesn't care about me at all. And like, what's worse is I don't even know why the fuck I care about this girl. I don't know her at all. I've went and hung out with her one day, and so that like this whole next part is just me like, why the fuck do I care? And I can't figure out why I care, and all I can do is just keep on caring. And so her table is on like the other side of the room, so I go over to like, because we're all friends, so I go over and I start talking to her friends and like hanging out. I'm pretty sure they were high as balls. Like, they were so fucking high. They were so drunk.
No, they weren't.
They were so high. I sat there and I, like, threw things into their drinks and they drank it. Like, paper balls. I think I made a plane and we were throwing a plane for, like, nearly an hour. We were throwing a paper airplane. But as soon as I sat down at their table, she got up and left. I was like, okay. And she didn't come back a single time that I was there. Not once. And instead, she just stood out the window and, like, basically watched. As soon as I got up and walked away, she was there at that table. I was like, well, that's awful. Way to cut me down.
You did not tell me this.
And, like, it really, really bummed me out. I'm sitting there, I go outside. You're all outside hanging out, having fun. And I'm like, what the fuck is the point? I was so sad. Aww. And then inside, the rave started. And I was like, well, you know what? If this girl's going to try and ruin my day, I'm not going to let it happen. I can't obviously go out and just do nothing and hang out with my friends because it's just going to make me overthink. So I get into this fucking rave pile and I rave for the whole night.
Go, girl.
I jumped up and down in a mosh pit full of random kids that I'm pretty sure fucking hated me for the whole school year. There was so many dance battles and like dance circles. I danced with some random guy. I danced with some random exchange girl. It was so fucking fun. I mean, the whole time, though, I'm dancing and, like, crying at the same time.
I can imagine that.
Because all I can do is think of this girl.
I love this song.
Then they play the slow song. And I look over. and she's dancing with no one. And I'm like, this would be the chance if I wasn't fucking ignored for a week. So I didn't go over and ask her to dance because I'm like, well, it would be awkward as fuck if I asked her to dance, and my confidence has been completely destroyed. And so then just as I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. I take one step forward, her friend's there, and they start dancing together.
That always happens.
It was so sad. I was like, Lord, if you don't give me a sign that this girl was meant for me, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And so I think we went to dry grad after that. We were supposed to have a good time at dry grad. I don't even think I fucking hung out with you guys at all at dry grad. I went around.
You barely did.
We tried.
You barely did.
I went around. I was pimp king. I stole everyone's money. I had a huge fucking stack.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
came up
remember.
to me like, "Can I have your cash?" I'm like, "Sure," and then gave it to you.
Yeah, because I got like billions and billions of dollars. I was rich as fuck, and these are rich dollars, by the way. They're like school spirit dollars that you can trade in for prizes. Anyways,
dry grad.
yeah, it's not really important. It's like 3 a.m. now. No, it's not 3. It's like 1 a.m. I go and sit down at the table she's at. She gets up and fucking leaves immediately. It's 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. If she's not going to tell me, I'm into communicating. I'd love to communicate with her and discuss this clear problem she has with me. Because the last memory I have of her is her sitting next to me, like in this cute fucking position, looking into my eyes on my couch. And to her, all she could think to do is just, and get up and leave. Get up and leave. I'm like, what the fuck? And so we're sitting there, we're talking. She gets up and leaves. Eventually, all her friends get up and leave, and I'm sitting at this fucking table by myself. And I'm like, I should not text her. I shouldn't text her. My phone's at 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm texting her. It's 2 a.m. No, it was right before the hypnotist, actually. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, she's not gonna fucking check this. We're gonna be at the hypnotist. I sent her a fat message of how I felt, and I went to the notepad and I made sure all the words were good. It took me like 20 minutes to type up a message that wasn't like, why the fuck aren't you going to talk to me? Instead, it was like, hey, so I'm not going to go into what I said because to me, I was trying to be polite and like, we'll ask her what was wrong because I really, really fucking like this girl. Like literally the girl of my dreams sat right next to me and just walked away. And so I sent her this message. We go to the hypnotist. That was cool, I guess.
Oh yeah, that hypnotist. That was
my night's
crazy.
fucking ruined at this point. Completely ruined my entire grad weekend. So we graduated June 10th. And so the next day, I find out that she did respond. Like we woke up at Brandon's house, and I was like, I can't fucking open this message here. So I waited all day. I think we hung out with Brandon for a bit. I walked home. I got home. I waited all day. I'm like, oh my God, I can't read the message because what if it's bad? And around 6 o'clock the next day on Sunday, so a week after, like directly a week after we hung out, I opened the message she said, and she's like, look, man, I'm just trying to live my life. I know you're into me. And like,
Wait, that's what she said?
You
never told me this.
I know you're into me. I'm like, I don't feel the same way at all. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I opened this, I was taking a shit on the toilet. I like stopped taking a shit and got up and I was like, what the fuck do you mean? I didn't say that at all, but I said it out loud and I remember because I looked in the mirror and was like, what the fuck? You asked to hang out with me at my house and then volunteered to come back. Well, not volunteered. You accepted to come back, and you laid on my shoulders and played footsies with me of your own fucking, like, volition, and all of a sudden I'm not good enough for you? What?
I don't think it wasn't that you weren't good enough.
And, okay, what's pissed me off even more, well, not pissed me off, but confused me even more is I told her friend that I liked her 2 days after she had been ignoring me, which means she was ignoring me for 2 days previously for some other reason, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why she ignored me. And, okay, I am destroyed at this point. I don't talk to anyone for a week. I'm not on my phone. I'm not messaging other women. I mean, not that I do that a lot, but like I used to talk to a lot of fucking people and I used to be really good at talking to people. I don't even know how to fucking start a conversation with my neighbor, okay? It is so ass. I'm like, holy fuck, how do I talk to people? This girl completely broke all the work I was doing for the past year, and it was fucking awful. What day is it now? Hold on, let me check.
It's the 24th of July.
It is July 24th, Sunday. It's been about a month and a half. Like, almost 2 months since this fucking happened, and I have thought about this girl every day for 2 months, and she hasn't said shit.
You really want
She
to
hasn't.
say that on the podcast?
Yes, I'm gonna say that on the podcast because it's the girl that destroyed me. And so, basically, I'm sorry. I just realized I talked for like nearly an hour and 10 minutes.
50,
Oh, yeah, well.
50 something minutes now.
Jesus fuck. Anyways, so I talked for a long time. This is not what this episode's supposed to be about. This whole fucking story was just me explaining basically, I am so fucking confused by women. I talk, like now, I'm finally fucking ready to move on. I've learned how to re-communicate. I've talked to like so many fucking girls in the past week just practicing. I'm not even gonna go into how embarrassing it was at the start of the week. I started with like, hey, like it was fucking bad. Okay, I was destroyed. All of a sudden, 2 months later, I'm ready to move on with my life. But that's like 2 months I'm never gonna get back. There goes my entire fucking summer holiday of me just sitting at home like, why didn't she like me back? What did I do? What did I do? Because to me, it was like the most amazing day of my fucking life. I had a better time every fucking birthday I had as a child that day. Okay?
No, I get it.
And so, my question for you guys, sorry, because this episode's not all about me, is why the fuck do you think that girls are like that? Like, so misleading?
I want to say something.
Okay.
This story kind of reminds me a tiny bit of the movie 500 Days of Summer. Have any of you guys seen the movie?
I have not seen it.
500 Days of Summer.
What's it about?
You should watch it. I don't want to say it's exactly the same as your story, but it involves this guy falling madly in love with this girl, and he thinks that this girl is like the girl of his dreams. He looks at her, he talks with her, they're into the same stuff, she's gorgeous, he finds her, and he's just like, this is the one, she's the one. And he talks to her, and like, while the beginning stages, she herself kind of sort of says, like, I'm not really looking for anything serious. I don't believe in long-term relationships. But he just goes for her anyways. And as they start to develop the relationship, she gets very, very, like, cuddly and clingy with him. And she starts acting with him as she would, like, with a couple. Like, they end up sort of kind of together where, like, they make out, they do things together, they have sex and stuff. But in her mind, she doesn't see it as like an actual relationship. She just sees it as fooling around. He thinks that like she's the girl of his dreams and they've fallen madly in love and everything's perfect. But later, as things start to develop, he kind of starts to find out that she doesn't see him that way. She's like, I mean, you're just a friend. And he's like,
That's
what
so
the
fucking
hell?
pushy.
We're in this whole thing together.
I left that out, actually. That was the last line of the text message that I got that day that I was taking
this
a
is
shit.
like 500 Days of Summer.
Is she was like, but we're still homies though, right? And I was like, why the fuck would you ignore your homie for a week after you know how he felt about you? You would just leave him in the dust like that? And okay, I also forgot to mention this. I was trying to ride the line between being like the rebound guy and the guy. You know how fucking hard
Maybe
that
you
is?
just were the rebound guy.
The rebound is fucking basic, not even cuddling. Like, fuck. That is so sad. But, like, this episode's about girls, guys.
It's been an hour now. It's been an hour of you talking about this.
And so I just want to know, I just want to say girls are fucking weird, okay? And I want to ask you guys if you have ever had any weird like stories
Bro,
or
when did
experiences.
this turn into like therapy
this.
session of you venting to us?
I'm
on
sorry,
this
I've
podcast?
held on to this for
But
ages.
are you looking for information from us, like our opinion on what she might be after, or do you?
Yeah, actually, if you guys,
I
if you
want
guys
to
have,
say something.
okay.
This is what I will say. I have never been in a relationship before, but I definitely do have stories and experience with romance and romantic encounters and flings and all that stuff. From all my experiences, one thing that I have learned, okay, first for context, I like to consider myself a very logical and hard thinking person, sometimes an overthinker. I will constantly like look at everything from different perspectives, weigh out the options, get other people's opinions, see what I think, look at things through the other person's perspective, and try to think logically. Like I like to think of myself as someone who thinks a lot and tries to like have common sense and thinks things logically. However, if there's one thing I've learned throughout the past years, it's that no matter how hard you think, you can't ever calculate human emotions. You might you might think
of the century.
Well, yeah, no, I realized as well that like I was completely overthinking, and as soon as I stopped thinking about it, was when it actually was good. Like,
and here's the thing, you know what? I kind of understand what you were going through when she was like ignoring you. Like I've had a similar situation happen. I remember I talked to a friend about it. And she told me that a lot of times there's just a lot of factors that you simply don't know about. You don't know what the other person's thinking. They might be just as scared and confused as you are. Like, you have no idea what's going on.
That would have been so
minds.
funny if she was like, "Oh my god, is this a date? Is this like the exact same mindset
Like, you
as
have
me?"
no idea what the person could be thinking.
My. Well, I do.
There's so many factors that you just simply don't know about it. It's so easy to get caught up and confused and thinking, why are they acting this way? Especially when romantic feelings are involved. It's so easy to, like, I know how it feels. You overthink everything.
Well, it's not like I'm stopping her from living her life just by wanting to hear about her day.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Spend time with her and cuddle her and make her food and
I just
go on dates with her and have a fun life, do fun stuff.
Why is it slowly getting more and more depressing?
Because she broke my heart and she doesn't even know it.
Like the tones are to go down.
She's never gonna hear this. It's fine.
She might hear this.
No one's ever gonna know. I mean, honestly, I don't give a fuck if she hears it. I mean, good for you. Congratulations. You broke me. I'm moving on. This is still not even.
Such a cool thing.
This is still not even like the point of this episode. I know.
What is the point of this episode? You went rambling.
It's just a huge story episode, I guess, that we have about women. I know that you guys have a story actually, because I was there. It was kind of the opposite.
We're not transitioning from this super serious talk.
Yes, we are.
Into the trash can girl story. I want to sit on this for a bit. Because
No, fuck off. Okay, basically, it's imagine my story, but from a girl's perspective, and that girl is like the weirdest fucking person you've ever met in your entire life.
That's such a bad transition. This is a bad transition into that story. No.
Well, we have to explain it now. I mean, what do you want to say other than
Yeah, so that was the intro. Now we're getting on to the real stuff.
that was just the introduction to our episode, everyone. Welcome to Just a Joke podcast.
You've got 11 more hours to go, bitches.
Oh my god, it's so fucking hot in here again. I touched my thigh and it's like a pool of sweat.
All I feel is sweat.
And of course I decide to wear black pants today.
Well, that's your fault.
Once again, recording in my hot ass apartment. Anyway, so yeah, trash can girl. You wanted to tell that story because you brought it up, right? It's a great story, guys. You're gonna love it.
This is such a cerebral whiplash from your story to this stupid.
We're talking about women and how women are weird, okay? There doesn't have to be rhyme or reason.
The woman mindset.
Anyways,
Yeah.
trash can girl story.
Okay, well,
There went your fucking energy.
yeah, I guess that you can tell we probably had a cut there, but it's fine.
This is such a dramatically different story than Nick's, but
Yeah, it's
I mean,
not
don't
as,
worry,
it's
this
not
one
as
is not an
heartbreaking
hour
or
long.
riveting, but this one's a lot more funnier.
Okay, so this girl, this random girl. So I'll give you some context. So me, Abdiel, and Nick were hanging out.
Yes.
We were planning to have a pretty good hangout. We were like, yeah, let's go to Dairy Queen. Let's go do this.
You know, typical guy's
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, and we were sitting down at the benches, like right
At school.
at our school, and this girl shows up and comes towards us.
Well, I mean, how'd you show up, Brandon?
I honestly can't remember how she showed up.
I don't
But I
know
just
how she
remember she
showed
just like appeared.
Yeah.
How did she show up? I can't remember.
And also just to say, this girl wasn't like our age. She was like younger.
Yeah,
than
she was,
us.
like,
she
probably,
was in grade 8. She later told us.
Did you start out in the trash can?
No, she didn't. Yeah, you know what? Actually, sure. Let's go with that. I like the idea of her just coming out of
Yeah,
the trash
because
can.
we don't know how she
like
actually
that person from Sesame Street. Like,
I didn't really notice her until she was
Yeah, just like
in the trash can.
The Grouch.
let's
Okay, let's just say Oscar the Grouch type situation. She's sitting in the trash can, and then she's like, pops out, and then she's like, "Hey guys, how are you?" And then we're
I
like,
completely fucking ignored her.
Yeah,
I was
we're
playing
like-
football with Abiel.
we all look at her, we're like, "Hi," and then she's like, "Do you mind if I sit her?" Like, and then she just sits down, and she's like, "Okay, so how are you? What's your guys' names?" And then she kept messing up Abiel's name. She's like, Abby?
she ended up just calling me one ab. I mean, ab man.
Abman, yeah.
She called me ab man, and when she didn't call me ab man, she just called me guy in the leather jacket because I was wearing a leather jacket that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, and then like
She
random.
had the camera too, right?
Yeah, she had a camera.
She had a camera and she was standing in the garbage taking pictures.
Yeah,
Taking pictures
yeah.
of the garbage.
Yeah, like she was just I can't remember how she transitioned into this, but she was just like, yeah, so I actually like went to like juvenile or whatever, and like I've like robbed houses and stuff. And she's like, okay.
That was at the beginning. I thought that was at the end.
No, that was like in the beginning.
No,
she
it
was
got
like
worse
telling-
at the end.
What
Yeah,
I remember though was another reason why we call her Trash Can Girl. What I clearly remember was that she like went inside the trash can, like she stepped inside the
Yeah, she
trash
got
can
out
and just
and back
chilled
in.
there for no reason,
Yeah, and
taking
yeah.
pictures of garbage and then went inside the garbage.
Yeah, she went inside the garbage and then took pictures of like all 3 garbage cans that were there. He's like, okay, sure. And then
Foul.
like a couple minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later, we're like, yeah, we're gonna be going to our house. And then
Yeah, because it was fucking
Wait, no,
weird.
it was-
you skipped a lot. You skipped a lot. Okay, what I remember.
okay.
Before we decided to go to Brandon's house, we were chilling there for a bit, and Trash Can Girl was with us for some reason, and I think she asked me what my age was, and I think at the time I was 16, so I said 16, and I guess she was like 13 or something, and so I say 16, and she just says, "Shit," and just goes away. And just like walks away for a little bit. And then she started asking me if I was single. And
Oh.
I stupidly said yes.
Before this, she was like trying to hit on me and stuff. And she was like
You
saying,
cannot tell a cohesive story for the life of you.
no, I can't.
Well, it's confusing. There's so many
I'm
elements.
remembering this. I'm remembering this like as it goes on. And I'm like, oh wait, this happened.
Yeah.
And so then, like before she's hitting on Abdiel or a leather jacket man, like she's like saying like, hey, you're really cool, Brandon, and do you want to hang out sometime? I'm like,
I think she asked the same thing
yeah,
to me
yeah.
after.
She asked the same thing to Abdiel, and
When
yeah.
she was flirting with Abiel, like at the very end, she came up to me and said the
Oh,
same
yeah,
thing. She was like, "Yeah, you guys are all really cool. I really like Ab Man. We should all hang out sometime." I was
Oh my
like,
God.
I'm sitting there, classic douchebag like mood mindset. I look like shit. I'm like, whatever, bitch. Like,
No.
I didn't say that out loud, but like that was basically what I did.
But so,
So me.
this girl, like, clearly, like, I could begin to tell, oh, she seems to be interested in me.
Yeah.
And she was like asking, "Want to hang out? Hey, do you want to be friends?" Or something.
I'll be honest with you, she was not into you. She wanted attention.
Or probably,
Oh, no,
yeah.
no.
No,
Yeah,
that was
worse.
probably it, or something. I don't know. She was
Okay, so
like-
first she was into me, and then like over time she's like, "Oh wait, you're short," and then it's like, and then she goes out to Abdel.
What an astute observation.
A day in the life of Brandon.
I think that Nick had gone to his house to get like a basketball or something. I think we were gonna shoot hoops or I don't know what. But so now I'm just left there we're sitting on a bench in front of our school, and I'm just sitting there with Brandon and with Trash Can Girl. And I'm talking with Trash Can Girl, and it turns out she had gone to the same elementary school as me, and so we're talking about teachers and stuff. And then at one point, there's just like silence, and then she just lays her head on my shoulder. And now I'm just like, okay, well, this is happening now. And I feel very uncomfortable. But she's just there leaning her head on my shoulder, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like she also did that basically with the same thing to me. And also, let me give you like a tiny bit of context. I don't think anyone here remembers her name, so that's why we call her Trash Can Girl.
Oh fuck! It's funny you're calling her Trash Can Girl. Anyway.
Also, that,
We don't know her name.
but anyway, so like
Yeah.
that also happened with me too. Like I was like we were all talking, then I just like sat down on the bench, and then she was like with Abdel or whatnot. And then she just like walks over and sits shoulder to shoulder, like our shoulders were touching, and I was like, okay,
Thank God she
Sure.
didn't do that to me. If she touched me, I would have died of
yeah.
diseases.
But so then we were walking to Brandon's. No, we went
Yeah.
To,
So-
explain that.
I get back from like grabbing my basketball, and I'm like, I hope this girl is gone because she's kind of bumming us out, and I'm looking forward to just hanging out as us guys. I get back and she's still there. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you still here? I didn't say that to her, but like, you guys seem kind of uncomfortable. I can see that. I was pretty uncomfortable because this girl who was just playing in the trash was basically like, we're best friends now. And it's like super fucking weird. And I think it was you, Brandon. You were like, you had to go to the bathroom, and then
Yeah,
Abigail was like, yeah, I have to go to the bathroom.
So then we were like thinking like, yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. We can get away from her. Let's go.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Then I said to her, like, yeah, we got to
Go to your
go to
house.
the bathroom or something. We're gonna go to my house. And then she was like, yeah, I actually like I'm gonna be meeting friends here soon, but like it's okay. I can go with you guys. Then we're I can't remember. I think it was Nick who said like, no, it's just gonna be like us three. And then she's like, no, it's okay. I'll go with you guys. It's like, okay, sure.
It was so weird. She just like invited herself
Yeah.
to come to your house and piss together. I was like, what?
It's like we say it, no, it's okay. And then she's like, I'm doing these guys a favor right now.
And the whole walk back was fucking awkward as shit. She's talking about, I don't know, what was it, Abigail? Like, all the things, like, crimes
Well,
she's
you
committed?
guys said that she was talking about like her crimes and stuff. I just remember her asking if she wanted to be friends with me, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, she was just making it super weird on the walk back, and we're walking to Brandon's house, we're almost there, and she's like, you guys are so, like, quiet. Why don't you talk at all? And I think I had no chill. I looked over to her, and I was like, because you're not supposed to be here. Because I was like fed the fuck up as this random girl was following us to Brandon's house.
Like we tried so hard to be like nice and be like, you can go. Like we don't want here. Like giving strong hints about it.
She stayed anyways. She's just that in love, honestly. But we get to Brandon's house, and then you guys go
She
inside the
doesn't,
pit.
like invite herself to go inside my house.
Yeah, no. I was like, well, I don't have to piss, and I don't think Brandon wants this girl to go in. So I was like, well, we'll just wait out here.
My mom's gonna be like, who the hell is this?
Brings out the Febreze.
Why is she bringing trash into my house?
So it's me and this random trash can girl sitting on the curb in front of Brandon's house. And I didn't say shit. I was like, please leave. Don't fucking talk to me. And she's like, so, is Abman single? I was like, yeah, he
Still
is.
hasn't learned Abdiel's name by now.
Yeah. No, she still doesn't know her name.
And she told me about how she had been arrested a couple times for breaking and entering and like theft, because I think she was carrying a lighter around, and I was like, why the hell do you have a lighter?
Oh yeah, I think she did have a lighter.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was like it was super weird. And so after she asked me if Abdiel's single, she's like, how would I ask Abman out? And I'm like, I looked her in her face and I was like, you'd probably just walk up to him and ask him out. I don't know. How else are you going to ask him out? And I didn't know she would do this, but you guys came out, and I think...
Okay, I'll tell this part.
Yeah.
So I come out, and Trash Can Girl, like... is like, can I talk to you for a sec?
No, that was after.
By the way, we're walking back to the school at
Yeah,
this point.
we were walking back to the school.
And Amjel and Trash Can Girl are like probably like 15 meters away from us.
Yeah, I knew what was about to happen.
I knew what was about to happen
because
as well.
we were walking. I was trying to hint at it on the walk back to the school, but we got to the school, and all of a sudden, she's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" To Mr. Abman over here.
No, it wasn't at the school that it happened. It was
No,
right
no,
as
it
we
was right
exited
before the
Brandon's
school.
house. Yeah.
No, it was like midway.
It was like
Oh
right-
yeah, it was midway. No, I remember. Yeah, it was midway at that one street.
And she pulled you to the side, and Brandon walked up, and I was like, "This is
And
gonna
I
be
think
so
part of me-
fucking funny."
Okay, we're on the opposite side of the street, just staring at them.
My POV, okay, before you learn what Abdiel actually did, is Brandon walks up and he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Something really fucking funny is about to happen." And we look across the street, and it's just like her mouth moving, Abdiel's mouth moving, and then they hug, and she fucking runs away.
Wait, was that?
That's how it went.
I remember. Okay, but I
And
remember.
Abdiel came running back.
Okay, so we were walking away. I had the feeling that she was going to pull me aside or do something before we left. And so I kind of saw this coming. And so she comes, and I'm walking with her, and she just says, "Hey, can you promise that you won't laugh at what I tell you?" And I just said, "Well, I can try." And
Yeah, you broke that promise, didn't you?
and no, I didn't actually. And so she just
That's a lie.
she just told me.
We're laughing right now.
She told me, I kind of like you. And then I said, yeah, I could kind of tell. Wait, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Okay, bitch.
I said, I remember the exact words. I said, I had the feeling you did. And then she was just like, how can you tell? Well, like, how can you tell?
I'm not
I was like,
idiot.
well, I observe your actions. I don't know what the hell I said, but like, I said
Using psychoanalysis.
and then I just said, I'm not really looking to be in a relationship right now. Sorry. And then she said, well, that's okay. So we'll just be friends, I guess. And I said, yeah, sure.
Can I hug you?
And so then she asked, can I hug you? And I said, okay. And so she just side hugged me, and she's just
and sprinted away.
and then
full speed.
and then we went back, and she sprinted. I don't remember her sprinting.
She
away,
ran
you
down
guys
Merkley,
do.
and you walked back over to us.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I was just like walking towards you guys and just trying not to look back, just trying to get out of that.
It was the weirdest thing. And then you know how I said like how she said, "Oh, I'm gonna meet my friends here," but like I'll go with you. She was not there at the school when we got there.
Oh no, she fucking disappeared.
I
Her
saw
friends
her
were
at
not
the
there
school.
either.
Actually, no, because I don't know where Nick went, but me and Brandon stayed there for a little bit, and because Brandon was like asking me, he had this big smile on his face, and he was just like, "What did she tell you, FDL?"
Oh, I think I had to go actually. It was so fucking funny though. It was like,
And then after when I went back, Brandon went back to his house. I went to the school, and I saw her at the school. She was walking there, and I just started sprinting.
I didn't even know this
sprinting
part.
to my house because I didn't want to keep interacting with her.
Oh my god.
the stench, I can smell it from here.
She can smell you. She's gonna like.
Yeah, that was Trash Can Girl's story.
Yeah.
Literally like the weirdest thing ever. Like that stuck with us for so long.
Yeah,
They're like 3 years old.
Yeah.
What a weird girl.
remember it
though.
like it was yesterday.
And I kind of just like want to see her someday and be like,
Yeah, imagine we
Yeah.
find her someday.
Actually, I saw a missing poster.
Oh, I
of
think
her,
you told me this.
like
Oh
6 months ago with her face, and it looked like the same girl. And I was like, oh my
Wait.
god.
you reminded me of something. She kept saying how much like foster homes she ran away from, and she was like bragging about it.
Yeah,
I
no.
remember that so
It's
vividly.
just so fucking weird. It's, once again, compared to the story I told earlier, that girl is the complete opposite spectrum. And like, Steven, I don't know what you would do if a girl was chasing you, or Jordan, or any of you guys, but like,
I've actually had that happen when I was younger.
Wait.
what?
Oh,
So I used to go to these meetings with my mother because she's in Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, fun.
And
oh,
there was this girl who I would just hang out with because I'm not interested in like hearing these meetings about them like preaching about, oh yes, I've been clean for blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so I would just look for people to hang out with because I was like a little 8-year-old who didn't want to listen to drug stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there was this one chick who was always there, a bit younger than me. And she first just started off as being friendly. Like, we'd play hide and seek and tag and things like that.
Well,
And then she clearly started to have some sort of a feeling for me. And it got really clingy and really creepy.
she wanted to play hide the sausage.
She was like, I'm pretty sure she said stuff like, I love you all the time. She tried to hug me. Tried to...
Your first girlfriend?
And I did not like it at all. I was fucking terrified of her. And I think I even told her that I was scared of her and that she was crazy. Oh my god. Like, she seemed like stalker levels, and I was a stupid fucking 8-year-old.
You were terrified by this one girl who just wanted to love
She
you.
was, I swear to God, she was the most stalker girl I've ever seen, and she was like 6. Like, how?
meant for each other.
Yeah, something like that, and it was horrifying.
That sounds
But yeah,
awful.
I think Trash Can Girl definitely had some problems and probably didn't have all that creative social interactions before then. And so then I guess she was like, oh, this guy's hot. This guy's nice.
Oh my
Why
god.
not?
Imagine if she's still in love with you.
Oh,
To this
he
day?
finds her one day. They're like,
To this day, there's just some girl
There's
with
like
a
these
room full of
messy
pictures of
sketches.
Steven.
There's like these messy sketches and it's just got Steven scribbled on it.
You will be mine.
She like patrols that church all the time. She's
I know you're gonna be an alcoholic someday.
I know. Yeah. No, I don't think she's that much. She probably forgot about that.
I can
I hope.
still smell your scent in the wood chips.
Still remember those days behind the bushes when we would play tag.
Hide the sausage. What about you, Jordan? What do you got?
I don't know what you guys are on about, essentially. Like, Steven just started to talk about a 6-year-old stalker, and then you started into...
Women. We're talking about women, Jordan.
How is this fucking...
No, it's not.
These are
Women, girls, females.
What do you think of
you know.
these stories?
Yeah, what do you make of these stories, Jordan?
I need-
Give us your opinion. Give us, my opinion on...
Being the
this
professional pimp daddy that you are.
Do not call me your fucking pimp daddy.
Okay, daddy.
Okay, so we have a girl that like sprang out of the garbage like Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, and another girl
another
that
girl
ripped my heart out and crushed it in the palm of her hand for fun.
Stories, I love this.
And then another girl who's
And another girl.
6-year-old
And a
stalker.
stalker made a shrine for Steven.
You made up the shrine.
You know what this is making me think? Are most women just like really scary secretly?
No,
And then,
because
like, that
we
was-
think they're scary because we don't understand them.
what if maybe women think that we're scary?
Like, where's all the women in the movies at?
We're scary for the different reasons
Yeah.
than why they're scary.
Yeah,
We
that's
think
fair,
they're scary
that's
because we
fair.
don't understand them. They think we're scary because,
We're too easy to be
Men.
understood. I mean,
No, I mean,
we're too predictable.
scary in a way as
we
in
can do bad things.
physically intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Jordan, We don't have to talk about your personal experiences. Okay?
No, like
No, not your gym games.
fucking Nick's gym games.
I don't have. Okay, I do. That's a lie. I am very muscular.
I'm saying that on
Wow,
the
that sounds
spectrum
so douchey.
of what.
Well, you know me when it comes to women.
Nick is out here benching 405.
Benching 405? I wish. No. I can only bench 205.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways,
I wanna ask
women.
a question.
Go for it.
Yeah.
This is. Oh my! Hold up, my mic. So given that they were talking about women.
Oh, women. That's a good
I
one.
mean, just when. Okay, here's
Females.
the question. Okay, we're all currently single right now.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all
Ladies, it is all.
very, very much single.
Ask for my
You
number
know,
and you
I
will
think,
receive.
I think it's fair to say we're all on the market. So, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys look for in a woman, in a girl? What is it?
Wow,
what is,
this was
what are
supposed to not be
characteristics that you
dating.
like?
It's fine. We'll do a different one. I don't know. What would I look for in a woman? Well, Jordan, what would you look for in a woman? Because I think we have a similar taste.
We do not have similar tastes. So
Yes, we do.
how do you know we have similar tastes?
Big booty women. That's our taste.
Anyways, Brandon, what do you look? What?
No, that was a lie. That's not my taste at all. Realistically, I would go for a girl who's number one, like looks compared to personality. Personality is always on top. If there's a girl who is a lot like me, with like same goals and has her life in check, instant actually, to be honest, I'm never gonna fall in love again. I'm so broken.
Yeah,
Every relationship
That's what
from
they
now
all
on-
say, Nick.
Every
That's what they
relationship
all
from now on
say.
is gonna be like,
Mhm.
you're never gonna be her.
I cannot.
But you'll do.
I cannot wait to listen to
year.
this episode again in like a year when you find like another girl. You're like,
he's gonna be hopeless romantic.
She was like,
No,
nothing
okay.
compared to Katie.
It has been 17 years of my life, and I have never felt this way for a single
You
girl.
don't feel attraction to a woman until
You're
you're
so
like
young.
13.
No, I just fucking flipped a box over in rage.
Nick, this is like a fucking fifth of your life that you've lived.
And it's a fifth I'll never get back.
Who cares?
No, Nick, you know what? You gained experience, and that is something that is worth something. You gained
guess.
experience. You got to cuddle with
My
a
perfect
girl
girl?
on your couch.
My
That
perfect
is
girl,
something.
the girl that I want.
You got to
Is
play
her.
footsies, okay?
And
That's
you
so
had
fucking
your
bad.
heart broken.
Compared
and
to-
you
we'll get into this
you
later.
learned from that.
Compared to the other woman that I technically have been in a relationship with,
Oh.
I'm gonna call her the virus.
We don't talk about. We don't need to talk about the other one.
I
Nick.
don't know about this one.
Yes,
We'll
you
talk-
do, Brandon.
We're-
Yes,
we're
you
not
do.
gonna get into
We're
it.
not gonna get into
I
this.
think that this is a perfect girl.
Brandon. What do you look for in a partner?
Yeah. Anyways,
What I look for in a partner
Yes.
is someone that'll fart when I burp.
what the fuck?
That will
Shut the fuck up.
laugh when I take a L.
Why do you think about farting first when you think about women?
Anyway, but I can also take things seriously. I want someone that can make me laugh and just be a joy to be with all the time. That can communicate well and stuff, and of course,
That's nice.
yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I'd say for me a big one is communication. Someone who's good at communicating.
Didn't you reject like 70 women in Mexico?
No, I did not reject 70.
If you guys want to hear about that,
It was-
tune into the dating episode.
Actually, it's 54.
No, it was just like maybe one or two or okay.
or 3,000.
No,
yes. Anyways. Steven, what do you look for in women?
Really? I'm mostly aesthetic. I want just hot, good fashion sense. But also, I guess with personality, I
Way to be
want
honest.
someone that's just going to be funny and like easy to talk to.
No.
I don't want to be like, oh, please don't hate me for saying this. I want to be able to say what I fucking say. I
Yeah.
want to
that's
say
fair,
shit
yeah.
If I'm pissed and I want to talk about how this person's a fucking asshole or how I've been an asshole, I want to just be able to do that.
Yeah, you're
And I
like a
wanna
girl
be
who
able to
listens,
joke with them fucking
right?
5 minutes later if I want to.
That's nice. Can we just give Steven a big round of applause real quick for admitting that he values looks over personality?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Round of applause.
I want that big
Got a
booty.
brave opinion.
yeah,
there.
Steven. Ass or tits? Ass or tits?
There's only one.
Don't you dare say personality. That was
Feet. Ass or tits, Steven?
But like, I don't value looks more over personality. It's more of like equal.
Oh, so it's like if she's not above a 7, then she's not your type.
7's not bad. 7's pretty good actually.
She has to be equal in booty and TDs.
Yeah, you better be a 7 in looks as well as personality, or you're fucking out.
Despite all like the big booty talk that Steven was saying, he actually reminded me of something. Like something I forgot to mention. Like a fashion sense. Yes, sir. I love fashion so much.
That's true. You know what? Something I found, even if a girl, technically, I don't find her, like, as pretty. If she's got good style, like, she looks way prettier to me, just for good fashion.
You guys actually care
si-
about that, though?
A 6 can be a 9 with a good fashion.
Honestly, it's true,
And-
though. It's actually true.
Do you have good fashion is what you got to think, right?
Do I?
Yeah, like, do you think a girl that you would want to be with would go with a guy who dresses like you?
I
On
think
certain
I
days,
think-
yes. On certain days, no.
I don't think dresses like you, but dresses like tries to dress well because like I feel like knowing that you care about how you dress is an important thing. Like
Yeah.
the good old saying that I remember is even if you ugly as hell, at least you should dress nice.
Exactly.
And this is also very off topic, but something else that Steven said that I didn't I didn't say is someone that doesn't take things seriously. Like if I say something and I like on accident, she's like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" She actually listens, you know?
Yeah, someone you can vent to. That's a common theme for guys.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
quote you on that. I want someone who doesn't take things seriously.
What about you, Jordan?
I get what you mean. Black
people.
What?
No, I'm like,
This episode derailed real quick.
I don't hate black people. Yeah.
Okay, don't say that. Don't go on.
Abiel, future Abiel, cut that out. Cut
Do not cut it out.
I am done with this podcast.
It's only episode 3, guys.
We're getting canceled now. Instead of be like, yeah, so like I would want someone that like doesn't take things seriously. And like, I hate black people. Then you cut it there.
Yes, that was recorded.
That's the intro.
That's it.
I hate black people.
I hate black people. Beep. Hello, welcome to the Just a Joke.
And then I'm silent for 90%. I'm silent for 90% of the episode. And then I talk about a stalker and I say I hate black people after I ask not to be judged. Do you see how this could work? Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Guys, so we got the storyteller, the filmmaker, the historian, the musician, and the racist.
Wait, what am I? Your jacket, the racist. That is my friend. I'm like, fuck you. What did you call me? When we're walking,
historian.
no. When we're walking down the red carpet like we're famous, as soon as I see black, I'm gonna be like, fuck you.
Just kidding, I'll give you a signature.
But like, fuck you.
I can just imagine Steven, his first photo shoot with a fan.
You know what you reminded me of? There was this video that I saw. This Sesame
Getting sidetracked.
This Sesame Street character in a parade was high-fiving all the adults. They were all white. Then there was these 2 black kids, and she was like. That's gonna be Steven in the future.
I'll be parading in the Steven Butt Plug Emporium parade. I'll be like, yeah, I see some black kids. I'm like, fuck you.
Oh my god.
Guys, we're so close to finishing.
No, and then I give them signed dildos afterwards.
Jordan.
I'm cute.
Jordan, who's your girl?
cover- Then he's
We're
like,
gonna
yeah.
hire an editor, guys. I'm not editing every single episode. It's gonna be like this.
It's fine. It's
It could be
fine.
funny.
Yeah, I guess this episode is running on a little long, so we're gonna wrap it up real quick. Viewers out there, if you guys like this episode, please make sure to share this podcast with all your friends. Get this podcast out there. Get everyone listening to the Just a Joke podcast. We would really appreciate it.
Get friends of friends to share.
We need money for the Emporium.
That is a little teaser.
no.
That's a future.
We have
episode.
some great content coming up, including something to do with an Emporium, which we know you guys are gonna love. So
It's going to be an amazing story.
yeah, oh my god, it's comedy gold. Anyways, if you guys like this podcast, please follow us, share, whatever platform you're listening on. Get everyone listening to this podcast. We would really appreciate it. We really love doing this for you guys. All right, well, yeah, thank you everybody for listening to this week's episode. We love all of you guys out there. Thank you for supporting us, and we'll see you next week. And remember, guys, it's just a joke.